Real Talk. I'm Ansley Eller. I'm a buyer's agent with the Hupman Group in Richmond Hill.
And I'm Shannon Domkowski. I'm also a buyer's agent with the Hupman Group in Richmond Hill.
And we're super excited because our guest speaker today, Cameron.
Hi, I am Cameron Watson. I am a mortgage lender with Coastal Custom Mortgage.
And Cameron is here because, to be honest, we're getting a lot of burning questions in relation to mortgages, interest rates, the future of loans, and Cameron's here to kind of answer some of those questions for us. So we're really excited to have you here today, Cameron.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Okay. So before we jump into today's topic, wait. There we go. Okay, so this is called Real Estate Real. Here, I'm going to lay out the rules of the game. So this is called Real Estate Real Talk because we want to not use all of the jargon and all of the, we want to cut through the noise that you guys are hearing. And we just want to have an honest conversation like real people. And if you guys, though, because we live in another world. We're in real estate mortgage lending world. So our language is much different than the average person's language who's not totally immersed in it with us. So if you guys use a word or a phrase or you say something that just makes no sense to anyone outside of the three of us, you get this. This is my buzzer for today.
What are the consequences of this buzzer?
I haven't figured it out
yet. I already know.
I don't know.
That I'm going to be guilty.
I know you
intentionally.
are. I know. There are moments when you're talking to me and I'm going, what? Smile and wave, Ansley. Smile and wave.
Oh, no.
So this is going to keep us in check. So whether you're a renter, whether you're a homeowner, or someone who's thinking about investing in real estate, we wanted to kind of touch through all of these things that we know you're hearing. Because at the end of the day, we hear you, and we hear the noise that you're getting because we're getting it on a daily basis. And so to kind of hit the pause button and to help guide you through clearing that noise, I think is kind of why we're here today.
Yes.
So we can address the elephant in the room.
Yes.
That the sky is not falling, but I think it'll be helpful to talk through.
Yeah. This isn't 2008 and why it's not 2008.
Right.
So 2008. That is what I hear every single day. Shannon?
Yes, every day.
Multiple
Multiple times a day.
Yep.
I hear about 2008.
Yeah, and I think it's also a topic of conversation. Like at this point, you can't go to a family dinner without someone saying, well, we're headed into another 2008. And so I kind of wanted for us to just hone in on that. Okay. And to first talk about, for people who weren't working through 2008, who I'll be honest, I remember it, but I wasn't a real estate agent in 2008. What happened? What happened in 2008?
All right, so there's a lot of things that happened. I was in the mortgage industry in 2008, and prior to this bubble bursting, and I know that that's a ding, but we'll do a deep dive into the bubble later.
You addressed it, so I'm not going to buzz you. Continue. What I hear almost on a daily basis is I'm hearing a lot, especially from first-time home buyers, who are saying, well, I heard that we're going back into 2008. Like that, my mom told me, I saw it on the news, I saw it on a BuzzFeed article, we are headed for another 2008 housing market collapse. And what is difficult is that I think we just want to reach out and kind of explain what happened in 2008 and why we're not heading in that direction again.
Right.
So for people who have that concern that we're about to repeat it, let's backtrack a little bit and kind of in a nutshell explain what exactly happened in 2008.
The difference between 2008 and now, I can summarize in one word.
Okay.
Regulation. So in 2008, there were not the regulations in place to protect home buyers that there are now.
How so?
And so back in 2008, the guidelines allowed for people who didn't necessarily have the ability to repay their mortgage to get a mortgage.
Oh.
And so I joke that the guidelines in 2008 allowed for mortgages that were called ninjas. No income, no job, no asset, no problem. And so it really was a problem, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a problem until it is.
Right.
And so because those regulations weren't in place, a huge number of people were given mortgages that they couldn't actually afford. Because of 2008, if anything good happened because of 2008, because of 2008, we have those regulations in place now. Today.
Okay.
Home buyers are protected. And a lot of people don't realize that when we're asking for all of this income documentation and asset documentation, it's because we want to make sure that they are in a financial position that is beneficial to them, so that home buyers are getting a mortgage that they can afford and that they don't run the risk of defaulting and foreclosing on their home.
So your bottom line is that in 2008, call a spade, a lot of people were granted loans that they had no ability to pay back, that they should not have been given in the first place.
Right.
So we saw a lot of people default. We did see a market crash. However, regulations are in place that protect home buyers in America. Regulations, I don't think that all home buyers love, because you've got to provide so much documentation now to get a home loan. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
And it
Nobody
not only
likes-
protects the buyer, but it protects the seller, right? So when we're going out, we are asking buyers to provide us with a pre-approval so that we can take them to go look at homes.
True.
And then as a seller, when an offer is made and you see that that buyer has that pre-approval, you know that your home is very likely going to close. So it's really protecting everyone on all fronts to get that pre-approval ahead of the home search.
Yeah, and I don't think we have time for it today, but I would like to, in a future episode, go into a deep dive on that.
Yes.
Because it's not just the buyer and the seller, but there are other people that are behind the scenes that you don't know about who are invested. No, I don't mean me, but like there are investors in the mortgage-backed securities market and things like that. This is protecting, and this sounds very bold, but it's protecting society as a whole. It's protecting our entire economy.
That's not a bad thing.
And that is why we're not going to see what happened in 2008 happen today.
And homework for you guys that are watching right now. Have y'all seen the movie The Big Short?
One of my favorites. Oh my God, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it. So I have homework too.
Shannon's
apparently.
going to go home and
homework
watch
too.
it tonight. The Big Short, and I'm not a huge advocate all the time of, getting historical information from Hollywood films with Ryan Gosling. But it explains what we call, and don't buzz me, but the subprime mortgage meltdown.
And
It
if you
explains
watch-
what happened.
If you watch the movie, it will explain what
It's so
subprime
good.
is, so,
It's so good.
the buzz isn't required.
Yes. So, guys, for people who are on the fence about purchasing a home this year, who are nervous and who are hearing a lot of noise about 2008, what is your one piece of advice for them?
I would definitely say who you work with matters on all fronts. So working with an agent who is going to hear your concerns and then provide you with resources to address those concerns and to ease any fears that you have. And not only an agent, but anyone else who's part of the process, working with a lender who is going to hear your concerns and explain the process. There's so much going on, and there's so much that goes into buying a home that the team you have standing beside you as you do that really matters.
And honestly, you took my one piece of advice also, because everybody's situation is different, and so we can't put everybody into one bucket. You need to be working with a realtor and a lender who are going to take the time to sit down, talk with you, understand your concerns, your needs, and support that. There are good and bad realtors. There are some who are simply order takers, and then there are some who are actually strategic advisors.
Coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to get you to the next step of financial success. Those are the people you need to make sure that you're working with.
And something that I tell a lot of our buyers is, with all of the noise out there and everything that we're hearing every day, we got to put our blinders on. Because, and I say, put your blinders on. If you've got a really great lender and realtor in your corner who you trust, they're going to give you the facts. Like, I have no intention of giving clients anything but factual information to coach them through the process. And it's just, you got to put your blinders on, because between the news and what's on TV, like, turn the TV off, put Facebook down, tell Aunt Barbara, I love you, but I don't know where you're getting your information from.
And I would rather
texting me.
I would rather have my
Always
clients,
Aunt Barbara.
if they see that, come to me with the questions than just sit and let it simmer and freak themselves out of a purchase.
Yeah. So put your blinders on. You've got a team that if you've got the team of professionals that have your back, and those are your coaches. So listen to them. At the end of the day, I think that's the most important thing, to kind of get through this time where there's so much in our ears.
Yeah. Because I think everything going on applies very differently to everybody.
Yeah. Yes.
So you need to make sure that you are working with people who help you understand how this piece of information applies to you and corresponds with what your financial goals are.
Right. So, I know that we wanted to kind of jump into more of what's happening locally within our market and things that we're expecting to come up, things that are happening right now. We don't have time for that today.
There's never enough time.
We're coming back. We're coming back.
All right.
And we'll address things more that's happening in the greater Savannah area. So, things
Until
that
next time.
until next time.
Until next time.
We would love to hear from you guys and get your thoughts and get your feedback. And if you have any questions for any of us here today, but wanted us to touch on anything specifically, you can email realtalk@hupmangroup.com, realtalk@hupmangroup.com, and we will maybe feature that in one of our episodes. Help!
Run out of the house, their like backs on fire. So like,